the channel. Shout out to all you new subscribers. Appreciate the love, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the EK hatch. We got it done. We got it painted finally, man. And now it wants to be warm in Florida, of course. But we went ahead and got it done. And I hit it with a nice clear coat afterwards. This is the aftermath. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the subframe out, put the EG1 in, and I'm gonna cut this out too. And my traction bar is gonna be there. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. For a spray can paint job, man, I can't complain. So that's how she came out. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm waiting on my boy James to come through. Got mad shit to do today. Before we even get started with the car, we still need to go ahead and gotta get these things ready. So I'm running some GSR hubs, knuckles. So I have to go get this pressed and we're gonna do that today. All right, Mr. James on the press.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a little sketchy, a little wobbly. Okay. It worked. Look at that.
Look at that, you got it out. First try.
Just gonna say, bro, wait till the tension releases and you were one bump late. I was one bump late with a warning. This is to get your fucking face out of there.
And this is why we record, guys. This is why we record. Holy fuck. I'll be right back. You alright?
Oh, I'm sure. When all that shit was stacked up, it was just gonna explode.
I was looking at this to make sure it wasn't hitting nothing, and what happened was, right as it dropped out, this hub dropped into this circle. That's why I had it on the big cutout, so the hub could clear it and I could have them closer together. And this hub pressed the circle apart.
Oh, okay.
You need something that's gonna fit on the edge of the bearing so you can actually push it out. If you can't get to the edges, it's just gonna push out the center of the bearing and then it doesn't really accomplish much. So you need something that fits over that outer ring basically.
Busting my ass.
There we go. There's the old bearing. And you just gotta repeat for the other one.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and grab a new bearing. We went with the Koyos, of course. Brand new fresh bearing. I'm gonna go ahead and put that part number for you guys if you guys wondered what it was. This is for GSR hubs.
Just want to make sure it's like pretty flat, like actually really flat. And you want to make sure this goes in good. And when you're pressing this bearing, you only want to press on the edges. If you press in the middle, you're going to break the bearing. If you press on that, it's just a dust shield. You're going to just smush it in and destroy the bearing.
So only press on the outer ring.
So the best thing to actually use for it is your old bearing, if you're not using them to stack up. Unfortunately, we kind of do this Honda thing a lot, so we have a lot of bearings from Hondas that you see nothing's gonna push on anything. It's just gonna push on the outside. You want it to start as straight as humanly possible. Because if it goes crooked, you can kind of fuck shit up. And a little bit more and stop. When using the other bearing, you have to make sure you don't actually press this bearing in on top of it, or again, you're kind of fucked. Then you have two bearings in there. It ends up becoming a nightmare. You just kind of have to be careful and stop and make sure after each couple presses that it still isn't messed up, basically. See? It just had started to get stuck. So now I need to find something else that can touch the outside and continue to press it in the rest of the way. So I cheated a little bit and I went over to the bench grinder and I ground just a little bit of material, basically like, I don't know, a 1/4 inch or so off the bottom of this, just so when it would go down in here, it doesn't get stuck. It can still kind of come back out, because where I stopped when we stopped the video, if I were to keep going, this last little lip right in there would have definitely caught the bearing, and that bearing would have been stuck, and you would have been having hell trying to get it back out and fighting it. It's just kind of the way it works, I guess. I don't know. This worked, so now you just got to make sure you put your snap ring back in, or else your bearing's gonna fucking come back out. And I'll show you how to press the hub.
Yeah, you gonna put that snap ring in real quick?
Yeah. Careful when using your snap ring. You don't want to have it slip and go flying across the room. They have a habit of trying to get lost.
Nice and easy.
It doesn't have to be anywhere. I'm just kind of being OCD for no reason.
So that's already pressed and
Yeah.
done. So real quick, guys, I wanted to show you guys right here. This was my old Teggy. Sold it to my buddy James, and he took possession of it. He ended up making 545 horsepower.
I think 530. I think
530 on what, 32 pounds?
It was a 31 PSI spike, and it held about 29 through a 58-31 precision journal bearing.
So he ended up sending that shit to the moon, and the result was a cracked sleeve. Let's see if we can see it here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That is the bad one. I was building it. I still have a bunch of parts. I have everything to build a solid motor. I just gotta send my motor out, get it sleeved. I just kind of wrecked a motorcycle really bad, fucked up my foot real bad, and haven't really been able to touch it for the past year. Just been recovering, but it'll get done. Just stack some washers to get some height, same on the bearings. And this is the inner race to a bearing. You want to always support it when pressing in your hub. So see how it fits perfectly over the inner race? Because if you don't, your hub's going to press through this first one perfectly fine, and then when you get to the second one, it's gonna grab it, and it's just gonna push that hub out the back, and you'll have destroyed the bearing. So you just want something that kind of fits like perfectly over it, so you're not gonna ruin the outside of the bearing. And you set it up. Just double check as you put it down that it's over where it needs to be over. And there's going to be a point where there's another wall. Right there, and now it's done. And the same thing, you're just gonna snug it in there just a little. Release everything and check it out. Make sure it spins. Make sure it's pressed all the way down in, which it is. And you're golden. We left the dust shield off because with these hubs, it tells you not to use the dust shield. It can cause issues.
So now all we're gonna do is replace that ball joint, and this bad boy is ready to be put on. 36mm hubs, ARP extended studs. Shout out to the homie James. So we're gonna keep going and try to get this other hub pressed in and get this shit done, man. So my battery's at 26%, so I'm gonna try to record as much as I can of this.
Not with the old. Kind of just get it in there. This on. Try to get that in. And just line it up, start getting it all on there. Get that done. And then you're just gonna watch there. Make sure it's all seated. Loosen her up. Take her off. And just get your little snap ring, get your pliers, make sure it seats down on there. I heard it click.
So this one's done.
This one is 100% done.
Alright, so we got both the hubs done. So now we're gonna go back to my house and try to. Alright guys, so here we are, we're back at my house. So hubs are completely done. We have our 36mm hubs pressed in with our hardrace ball joints. We are done with that, guys. So for the next video, I should be assembling the engine bay, getting everything done here, so that way we can put the motor in and get started, man. Really can't wait. Stay tuned, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good day.